We've got Rasan, super producer, Big Earn, Candy, and Kibra is hanging out with us. She's gonna stick around because this particular subject, she's got something to say about it. So Nick Cannon did an interview, and where he's talking about the fact that when black entertainers end up making a lot of money, they decide that they want to go with a white woman because they feel that that's a sign of success, right? So he says some other things, right? Now, if you got any feelings about this, 203-562-9430. We also got it on our page, Juan Castillo Facebook page, Morning Show Facebook page. So, there's some more that he said, right? But that was the gist of it, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said awful lot, yeah.
All right, so
I was prepared to be mad at Nick, and I don't agree with all that he said, but we share a lot of the same views as far as loving who you want to love, as long as you're being honest about it.
But that's not what he said. He said it's a status symbol. So
Yes.
he purposefully looks for and goes to conquer and have a conquest of white women because now he's reached a status where he can do that, and he's like thumbing his nose at years of slavery and all this other stuff. That's essentially what he said.
I got
so
that
that's
too.
not about just loving somebody.
No. I got that too, and I have my comment for that part of it. and what I said was I don't like being put down based on the color of my skin, and to say that a white woman is dating up is absurd and it's hurtful.
Gotcha.
But it's conditioning. I mean, slavery taught us that, number one, a black man couldn't love himself. That's number one. So if you don't love yourself, you can't love anything that comes from you, and that's a part of you. And number two, it also taught a black man that he couldn't love a black woman because you never know when you'll be separated from your family, when your woman could be raped, when your woman could be sold away, and just being loved. Like, they got mad if we even loved on each other as slaves. So,
Exactly.
and that has gone on for centuries upon centuries upon centuries. And so now we get to this day and age where, like they said in that video, the black woman is the most mistreated, most violated, most disrespected person on the earth.
That is absolutely true.
And people, like, when you reach a certain status, I would think as a black man, it'd be like, let me go back and love on the person that's been there, love on the people that over the years have just shown us love. And it's just kind of sad.
And that's why I agree with RZA.
Well, one of the other things he had stated, he was stating that how back in the days that you couldn't date a white woman because you were black. Then he said, now that we are able to date white women, we're going to date your women and let you know that we're able to do it, and we're going to do it freely in front of you because it was something that we were never able to do. You know what I mean? So he also said that too.
Yeah,
That's a dumb reason, though.
that totally negate. I mean, because I'm all for loving who you love. Like, if you meet someone and you all fall in love, great. But if your goal is to show the white man that you could take their woman now because you won't get beat or sold away or put in jail for it or murdered, then that's not a good reason to love a white woman or choose a white woman, because that's really not love. It's about like a conquest more than anything else.
That's what RZA was kind of saying. It was kind of like, so you're not really loving. It's more like lust. It's like it's a conquest. Like, you can like, oh, look, this is what I can do because I'm a rich black man. I can have this trophy that I couldn't have before. So yeah.
But I'm just
It's
wondering
been happening since the beginning, though. I mean, this is not like the
Of time.
first
But when
black
are we going to
man.
change it?
This is not the first black man that said, hey, I'm going to date white because I can date white. It's been happening forever
but
with
I
a lot
think
of
he's the
famous
most
black.
honest.
That's
I
why
appreciate
that's
his
why I said-
honesty.
That's
Yeah,
why I
because
said his
You got to
honesty.
respect the honesty.
because Jack Johnson didn't say that, and
Neither did Sidney Poitier.
yeah,
You know
a lot
what I
of people
mean?
didn't say that.
But you
he
wonder if
can't-
that's
he
what they
can't-
was feeling.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
I respect the fact that he came and said exactly what it is that he felt. He was honest. He was forthcoming. And you got to respect the man for his opinion.
I respect that he was telling the truth, And I feel like that just highlighted the problem.
Yeah.
if that's what you're going for, just the status symbol for the most part, because that's exactly what he said, and it seems to be true. Then that's horrible.
The thing
That's
is, if
horrible.
our own black men don't value us and respect us, who else is going to? We need our black men to step up and value us and show
protect
us
us.
and protect us.
Mecca, come on up here, Mecca, because we got someone from this generation, and as well as Kibra. She's from this generation, but Mecca's even
Yo,
younger.
I'm
But
grown.
oh, you grown? Okay. So Mecca, I mean, how do you feel? I mean, today most young people pretty much don't care about color. And it's really not about all the things that he talked about, but mostly about the fact that you can fall in love with it whoever you want to. Go ahead.
No, I think what he said is completely true. You can fall in love with whoever you want to. I think one thing that he missed and should be highlighted with this conversation is privilege, right? Because when you get to those points as a black man of having money, prestige, and the environment becomes very different than what you want. One thing I see is that you bring all your boys up, right? Like you want your dudes to talk to. You want to make sure your dudes is getting money too, but you do not put in that same effort to bring your ladies up too. You are looking at yourself as, I have this accomplishment and now I can have this status. And if anything, I think that the intention to kind of rub it in is like, we're going to be in love anyway. Me and my black woman, we're going to have this family anyway. We are going to get this status and success, and we are going to have black love right in your face in your environment too. So I think that I think it takes education.
Yes.
You said that before. I think it takes education and the perspective to understand that opportunities are not given the same. So when you get to these places, you need to look at these women and understand that the opportunities that they have, that they might have inherited or just been in the right places at the right time. Whereas your women that maybe you grew up with, some of your cousins even did not have that same opportunity.
Right. And I mean, like for instance, with me, right? And I don't know if this is where he's coming from, right? You know what I mean? It's like, my wife, we've been married for over 35 years. She was there right from the beginning when we were struggling, right? And I was on my way, and then she went on her way. So both of us went on our to be successful, right? And bottom line is that when I reached my status, right, if I would have decided then, right, that okay, like in order for my status to be better, I gotta leave my wife over here. Well, not my wife, girlfriend, here. Because in order for me to be successful, to look successful, I got to go to a white woman,
But
right?
then
and that's what is interesting to me. Like, I mean, did he have a problem? Before you understand what I'm saying?
But
Right,
it's not exactly like when I looked at the interview and I saw the interview, I didn't see that that's what it was that he was just talking about. That's it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I got out of that is that, when you get to a certain level, he's not saying that I only love white women or, this is that and the third. He's just saying when a lot of us as black entertainers get to a certain status, we seem to feel that in order for us to say we've made it, we got to get to, the white woman. You know what I mean? And he didn't say that was just all that he loved, though.
But I would wonder like how comfortable they feel sleeping at night when you've got this conquest over here. Like, but they wouldn't have paid you no mind when you were broke or when you were in the hood. That's basically what he's trying to say. He reached this status, so he was able now to get this white trophy. So I'm wondering, like, how do you even trust this person fully? Like, are you over there looking like, what happens if I go broke tomorrow? Is she gonna stick around? That's what I'm wondering, if that's your trophy.
Well, what's interesting about it is that right now he's saying the place that I'm at right now.
I don't need nobody.
I don't need anybody.
Right.
No, that's right.
I'm good.
He said, I could date, anybody.
Right.
And that's the end of that tune.
Right.
Right. But what he was trying to allude to was the fact that the reason, he said he thinks the reason why most black men do that is because of what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now,
Agree.
I mean, it's interesting because did he ever say that he believed that too?
Nah, he
No.
said that he's gonna love whoever it is that he wants to love. That was the bottom line of what it is that he was saying. He was like, you know, this happens. Yeah, I feel a certain way about when it comes to white women, but I'm gonna love whoever it is that I want to love at the end of the day.
And
Yeah,
that's
he
why
kept his
I'm
hands
not
clean.
mad at Nick Cannon.
Right.
Well, I feel like he remixed it on everybody anyway, because he got with a bigger status white woman who actually helped to launch him off too. So you know he kind of remixed it.
Yeah. So, are we talking about Mariah Carey?
Yeah.
Mariah's
It's
black.
black.
Is she white?
Well, I mean, I
She
don't
light
know.
skinned, but she black.
Oh, okay.
No, she's a mix. She's mixed.
She's mixed.
She
Okay.
is. She
right,
is.
right. Yeah, I mean, well, look, you know, love is love,
Right.
And that's what that's about, right? But the reasoning behind the concept of I made it, and now this is what's going to make me look good. You
That's
know,
problematic,
That
yeah.
it is problematic. You know what I mean?
Problem.
So,
No doubt.
So I think that we've made our point.
Because rich black men, I can use some Fendi, Prada, Gucci,
Right.
and I never dated outside my race. So you know, I'm ready.
Go on and get you a Connor.
I don't got that kind of
Or a
swag.
brag. Get her a brag.
Give me swag.
Get a
swag.
You guys could go on our Facebook page, the Juan Castillo Morning Show, and chime in on this one. I'm quite sure there's going to be a lot of talk on there. So keep it
Right.
right here. Let's go with Mario Winans with P Diddy. I don't want to know.